Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first After Sunset Sunday of 2026. Did you guys see me putting this thing together? Did you see the video? I just gotta ask. Welcome in, everybody. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I see I've got Susan and Alex and Dorlyn and Linda and Nanette and Cynthia and Pam and Judy Hebert. Welcome in and thank you. Thank you very much for that super chat, Susan. You have a raffle ticket for April. Thank you, thank you. Good on starting it early. That really helps me. You have no idea. That really helps me. So I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if there's anything going on. Susan says she did watch it. Yes. Lots of fun, wasn't it? Hey, Chloe, welcome in. Good to have you tonight. Good to have you here. It is beautiful. Hey, Janet, welcome in. I wasn't 100% sure when I started looking at all of the fabrics that I picked. This is the Stitch in Heaven New Year's Day Mystery. Hey, James, welcome in. So if you want to still get the pattern, you can still do that. Hey, Jane, good to have you here tonight. So you can still get this pattern. It is 100% free. And there is a link in the description box to the Stitch in Heaven Mystery. That's going to take you to the YouTube page where they did the 5-hour presentation. Now on Wednesday, they're going to do a shortened version. Oh, I'm blurry. Ooh, let's see if I can fix that. I sound great. Good. Thank you. Quilt came out lovely. Hey, Joan, welcome in. Yeah, hope I'll save weekend, right? Agreed. Let me see. Let me go into my camera settings and see. This video has been, or this camera has been working extra hard today. So I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna do. There we go. Let's put me back in focus maybe. See if it'll refocus and if it won't jump all night. So I don't want it jumping. But yeah, so this is the quilt in the correct layout. And it is it's a little over 60 inches, so 60 and a half or so by 72 without any borders. I showed it to one particular friend who is a former Marine Corps guy, and he was immediately, "Oh, if it's patriotic, it needs to have a border." I was like, "Okay, that works. We can do that." So it'll have a small border. I'll add a small border later. I think I'm gonna add. I don't know, because all of my fabrics basically touch the edge. So I'm not sure what fabric I'm going to use for the border, but we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. I was going to work on that tonight, but I'm already done with it, so I don't need to. Yes, absolutely, Cynthia. Save the link. Go ahead and download if you are at the computer where you can print it out for. Go ahead and download the pattern so that way you can go ahead and print the pattern. You may or may not need the online instructions, but yeah, you definitely want that pattern. Yes, Rayanne, welcome in. She says that turned out beautiful. And this I did go and sew with some friends, and there goes my camera. It's going in and out. So we'll see how it does for the rest of the night, but it is what it is, right? It was fun, Nanette. It was. And I am so sorry, guys. I did not have the bandwidth to do Zoom and the YouTube broadcast on the 1st. But I was in the chat hanging out and chatting with people when I could. I couldn't chat very often, but I was there in the chat for the New Year's Day mystery over at Stitch in Heaven. So I do enjoy doing that. Thank you, Joan. Thank you. All right. So I went through my list of all of the projects that I could pull out because I was like, I've got this one done aside from adding a border. And I'm not going to take up a whole night to just add one border all the way around this quilt. That's not going to take up the 2 hours that I normally reserve for Sunday nights. And I have two other quilts. Well, one other quilt that needs borders, but I have to dig it out, and I don't know exactly which border I want to add to it. So I decided instead of doing that, I was going to look through all of my little post-it notes that I made. If you guys remember, was that Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday right before the holiday, right before New Year's. I went ahead and made a list, and we ended up with 30. I think I actually forgot another one, so we may actually be at 31 quilts going into this year. So 31 UFO/whip projects going into 2026. So with that being said, that is more than 2 quilts per month. So this was one of the projects on there. As soon as it has a border, which I'm going to reserve just one day a month, I think, to tackling whatever is left on a quilt to do. So sometime near the end of January, I will pull out every quilt that just needs a border, and that's what I'm going to do. So I don't know exactly when that'll be. Hey, Susie, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. So I don't know when that'll be, but it will happen. One thing I did forget to put in the description box, so I apologize about that. If you guys did not see the announcement, the Flying Geese Mountains is now available. Let me go grab that quilt. Let me grab it. It is not far. And I did already pull my binding out for it, so I have that ready. It will be a little bit before I quilt it, but it will get quilted along with all of the other quilts that I have left. So this is mine. My tester was Shelby, and so she has her own version, her own colorway. But Flying Geese Mountains, the pattern for this is now out there. Pam says her number is still higher than 33. Yeah, I know, right? Of course, my camera doesn't want to focus on it. There we go, getting more in the frame. So this is Flying Geese Mountains. It is about 60 inches square once it's finished. It's probably about 60 and a half right now square, because of course you have a 1/4 inch on the top and bottom for, oh no, you got an ad. Was it over the top of this? Was it over the top of this? We can't have an ad over the top of this. The ads are only supposed to be in the chat, so I don't know what the heck is happening. I don't know what's happening. But this quilt top, the pattern for it is now available. So it is $25. It's on Patreon. If you're using iOS, if you are using an Apple device and you don't want to pay extra because Apple charges extra, send me an email and we'll process it through PayPal or something. Okay. I will get you a copy of it through PayPal or through email via PayPal. Okay. So I don't want you to have to pay extra for it, because apparently iOS is doing that for all Apple users. So if you're using Apple to pay for it, they charge like $10 extra or $9 extra, or no, $11 extra. And I don't want you to have to pay for that, so we're not going to do that. I do not know why this camera is not wanting to focus. It's taking forever. The ads are coming over the screen. Oh my gosh. They should not be. It was over the live, not in the chat. It was Fat Quarter Shop. Okay. I'm going to have to fight with, oh yeah, Nanette says her Patreon jumped from 25 to 36. Yeah, it's because it's iOS. So if we want to avoid paying the extra, just send me an email and we'll process it through PayPal instead of iOS, and go that way. Let me see. I don't know if I have any way to fix the monetization, the ad stuff during the middle of a stream. Let me see if I do. Let's see. I can at least set them to low. Yeah, we can at least set them to low. We'll swap to that for right now. Okay. So it should cut it off for tonight. We're gonna see if it will. At least it was for Fat Quarter Shop instead of, something else, at least that. Thank you, Alex. She said, love it, great job. Susan only has 14 on her UFO list. Some are quilt Cindy quilting, others that are being worked on. I have 30 at least. And this is still on the UFO list because it does not have its final borders. It is not ready for the quilting frame. All right, so I'm not working on this tonight, but I want to go ahead and show you guys because there is a link in the description box. So if you're watching this on the replay, the link will still be there. Gnome Sweet Gnome. When it was originally put out, it was done as a, I hate that my camera is doing that. We're going to fix the camera. There we go. The picture's on the screen for Gnome Sweet Gnome. And let me go get this camera to stop focusing like that. And we'll do it manually if I have to, which apparently I have to. Let's see. Nope, that's not going the right way. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Wrong button. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. That's much better for at least where I'm sitting right now, so we'll see. Okay. So Gnome Sweet Gnome is available at the Valley Fabric shop. Yeah, I just took off out of focus, Nanette. Yeah, it's been crazy. Judy is headed to bed. She's got an early appointment. Definitely go pet some fabric, Judy. Go pet some fabric. You need the petting fabric. Definitely go pet the fabric. Hey, Jess, welcome in. 248 days to retreat. Thank you, Janet. I love you so much for that. That is awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jess is sewing and lurking. That is fine. So, Gnome Sweet Gnome, we are going to start that. We are going to do the last 2 Sundays of the month for right now and see how far we can get with it. And then I will start adding in more days. So this is going to be a project we are going to go ahead and start this month. I know, Susan, I think you were asking about this project in specifics. But yes, this project we are going to start this month. And Route 66, I'm looking to start probably in March. Just depends on how things are going, but that's kind of my timeline. So if you are wanting to join in, hey, Andrea, welcome in. If you are wanting to join in with Gnome Sweet Gnome, now is the time to go ahead and order it. So that they can print you a copy and ship it to you. It is a lot of applique. The one thing that I do already have done is I have traced every last bit of my applique onto freezer paper, and that's how I'm going to work my applique. You can do yours raw edge if you like, but that is not what I like to do. I don't like raw edge applique that much for myself, so I'm not going to do that. So what I pulled out is the Sew Sampler Gnomes. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome in. Happy Sunday to you too. Happy Sunday. So I have had these for a hot minute. Oh, good. Cynthia's sewing too. The bags are coming together. That's fantastic. So all of these Sew Samplers from Cotton Cuts, or all of these Cotton Cuts gnomes are pre-cut. So if you look, everything in these packages is pre-cut. I don't have to cut anything. Hey, DJ, welcome in. Oh, Andrew was editing and almost missed her notification. Oh, can't have that now. Can't have that. So I want something easy tonight. So I pulled out pre-cut. Nothing that I have to think too hard about. And I can work on it as we go. So we'll see how far I get with the gnomes. I'm going to start with the girl first. And this is from, it's the October Girl. And I don't remember what year this was. I think it's 2023. If somebody knows and wants to pipe in with it, you're welcome to. But I think it's 2023. Ooh, pumpkin sugar cookies recipe. I didn't know about that. I really have not opened these bags. Just so you all know, we'll have a whole bunch of videos and plus live streams this week. That's fantastic, DJ. That is awesome. I'm glad your channel is growing. That is good to see. Joan says she's not a gnome fanatic, never have liked them, so I won't be doing it with you, but I will watch. Wouldn't miss the lives if I can help it. That is okay. So the nice thing with the Gnome Sweet Gnome, yes, it is very gnome heavy. And I particularly kind of like gnomes. They're okay with me. But the next project after that, the one that I'm going to start in March, that I'm going to be doing, the Route 66, is very very patriotic and not as much, not any applique as far as I'm known. Are these like the one Sean did? Probably. All of Cotton Cuts comes pre-cut. It's all like I've got, oh, as I throw them around, I've got, oh, you guys don't have the camera on that. Let me turn the camera on. And I'll take this image off the screen so you guys don't have it in the way. So they are pre-cut triangles that I have here in different colors. And then looks like I've got to do a flying geese set, and everything is all pre-cut, so I don't have to panic about any of it. It is just assemble the way that it comes. Oh, DJ was off YouTube for a little bit, but back now. Good deal. Good deal. Okay, Chloe says it is the same as the one Sean did. Good deal. About my new pattern, will the purchase link be available later? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Andrea. And for any of my patterns, and temperature rings is still available too. So that was published just over a year ago now. And so the Flying Geese Mountains, I'm not going anywhere with it unless I have an alteration to make to it, where like I change something or have an edit or something to add to it. It's not going anywhere. I'm not taking it down or anything like that. I want my patterns to be available. Oh, good deal. Susan says the pattern is ordered. I knew you'd want to do that pattern. I knew it. I remember when I brought it up initially, you were all over that pattern. I knew you wanted that one. All right. So I have to make 11 rows, 6 units wide. But it doesn't tell me what fabrics are what. So I guess I need to look back at my picture and guess from there. Because they really didn't include what is what color. I don't think. Let me see if I, let's see, solids, batiks, October fabric swatches. You know, I haven't looked at this. I really should have looked at this, I guess. All right, so this says I've got fabric A. There is no fabric A on, oh yeah, there is a fabric A. Okay, I see fabric A. Oops, my bad. All right, fabric A, I see that is black. Okay, I need to do 2 of those to 2 cc's, which is a purple. Okay, we can do those. The quilt behind me, good question. This is the Stitch in Heaven Mystery. There is a link in the description box below the video or below tonight's live, and that will take you directly to Stitch in Heaven's YouTube page where they have the 2026 mystery video from New Year's Day. They are going to release a shortened version on Wednesday that gives you the instructions without all of the back and forth of the live stream, which lasts 5 hours. So you don't necessarily have to watch the whole thing, but the pattern is in the description box there, so you can download it directly from them. So yeah, it's over there. There should be a color card. There is, and I didn't realize that was the color card. So yeah, yes, that is the Stitch in Heaven Mystery. So I didn't even start it until January 1st. There was no starting that until January 1st when they issued out the pattern. They send it to your email. So if you were ever interested in doing a Stitch in Heaven Mystery, I have not had one come out bad at all, ever, from one of their mysteries. Now, some of them I might not like as much as others, but I always choose some kind of colorway that suits what I need. And right now, I need to get a lot of Quilts of Valor out. So I decided to do Quilts of Valor colors and go that route. And I do not know what I did with my small scissors. I bet I picked them up to take them to the ironing board earlier. So all I have is my big scissors. So we'll cope. We'll cope. So how are you guys doing for the new year? Have you taken stock of all of the projects that you've got going on? Susan says she loves gnomes. Her daughter gave her 2 gnomes for Christmas to add to her collection. My mother gave my husband a lot of Snoopy for Christmas. He got everything Snoopy. I still have to sew my blocks together. I made a boo-boo in my cutting and had to do some poverty sewing. I understand that. I had done some oops cutting initially, and then had to go back and fix that. Hey Joe, welcome in. Good to have you here. Glad you're here tonight. These are, I really should have like opened this more than like 2 seconds into the live. Hey Jennifer, welcome in. Good to have you tonight. Um, so I'm gonna see, we're gonna see if I can make this gnome work. We're just gonna see. We're gonna see. DJ's got a whole bunch of new projects for the new year. Oh, good deal. What kind of projects do you have? What do you have planned? Almost all of mine are quilting. I still haven't quilted the quilt on the frame though. That is tomorrow's project. Oh, you're so welcome, Joe. You're so welcome. Um, the quilt on the frame really needs to have already been quilted. And then I've got another quilt that needs to immediately go onto the frame as well. So I have not done my due diligence. Oh, thank you, Chloe. Thank you. I'm doing the Under the Sea Puzzle Mystery Quilt in Tula Pink colorway called Lunatide. I just got clue 6. I'm working on the video to be uploaded sometime in the future. Oh, good. You're doing a time lapse of all the clues. That's kind of what my video earlier was to be, is kind of like the time lapse. That was 2 hours worth of video. And I did stop at any time I got up to iron, or if I was cutting, I didn't do any video for that. So you guys missed all the ironing and the cutting and all of that. All you got was the sewing. All you got was the sewing. DJ's getting a volunteer job at an animal hospital and shelter, so you can get a veterinarian job. That sounds interesting. I don't know if I could do a veterinarian job. I don't know if I could handle that. All right, I'm changing the feet. This particular presser foot has a guide to it, and I've been using that when I can. And my machine is trying to eat thread today. So we're going to give it just a little bit of extra help so it doesn't. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. Going to be getting a much bigger house, a new car, and doing all kinds of different trips at different places. That's awesome. I need that kind of job. Travel and quilts. I totally could do a travel and quilt job. I think I could. I think I could. We're going to go with I think I can. We're going to be Thomas the Train today. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Oh, my seams are not going to be nearly as straight without that guide. But my machine's eating the fabric, so we're not doing that. Okay, A and F. So F. Okay. No, that's P. I'm sorry, P. Okay. It looks like an F. I need leaders and leaders. Well, I kind of do have them because I haven't cut anything off. It's still eating it. It's just determined. My machine is just determined. I do have a lot of scrap busting I will need to do this year. My scraps have expanded, especially in the last 4 months. And so I need to bust my scraps down. But do I have a chance now? No, not yet. Hey Laura, welcome in. I have got travel this month, and I just barely have enough to go to Salt Lake. Live on a farm with 13 cats. Anybody need one? Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. My dog will play with them. He really likes cats. Cats don't particularly like him, but he likes cats. He was raised close enough to cats that he's not afraid of them or nothing. Let's see. Had to take all the hand quilting on my winter woods banner because it didn't lay flat. Spray basted and pin basted. Oh my gosh, Susan, I feel for you. Andrea is filming the process of doing 2 projects at the same time using leaders and enders between one project to accomplish the second. Yeah, that's a great idea, Laura. Andrea, that's a fantastic idea, and I would totally be doing that if I had everything cut. That's my problem, is I don't have everything cut to be able to do that. All right, so now I need to do 4 of these. And this fabric, I know it's a batik, but oh my gosh, it feels a little thin. It's just me. It's just me. I bet. I bet it's just me. We're just going to bet it's just me. Oh, everybody's saying hi to everybody. How did everybody's medical stuff go? Because I know we had quite a few going in for medical. So how did everybody's medical go? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Awesome. I really need to get into the doctor myself, so really need to get into the doctor. We'll see. We'll see if I can get into the doctor. But I won't know answers from my Salt Lake City trip probably until February or March, depending on how slow they decide to move. Let's see. Laura says she's doing well. She's been working sewing 30 minutes a day. That's good. That's good. That's really good. That is major progress. Congratulations. Plus, I'm going to be working on my new Horizons MeWe group, trying to get more people into it. Also, forgot about that project too. You and me both. You and me both. Have you found me on MeWe yet, DJ? I don't know if you have or not, because I haven't even logged in. I've barely logged in to Facebook. Speaking of Tuesday, I don't have the live up yet. I didn't get around to that. I needed to schedule all my lives today, but I forgot. So Tuesday is Show and Tell. So do not forget, if you have something to send me for Show and Tell, so that you can enter Show and Tell, please send it to send it and tag me for Show and Tell, please. Oh, Joe is at an 8.5. Ouch. That's still a high. That's still high. Have chat popped out and large on my computer and watching on my TV. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's crazy how the internet doesn't catch between your computer and your tablet or phone. It's weird. It's just so weird. All right, so I've got those 4. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and I'm assuming, yep, that's got to be. Oh, these are HH. Okay, so I got to do 2 of these. I'm pairing them up, guys. Pairing them up. Haven't yet. I haven't had the time, but I can Gmail you. Oh yeah, that is perfectly fine, DJ. Perfectly fine. I'm checking my email all the time. Chloe has to finish up one more thing for Show and Tell. That is fine. I have to finish up a lot of things for Show and Tell. I have got to get that quilt done too. That was another thing that I was thinking about going ahead and pulling out tonight. And I just decided that I wasn't ready to work on it tonight. I needed a little bit less brain power. I didn't think about this being brain powered stuff, because it is definitely brain powered stuff. So I didn't think about that too good, but oh well, it happens, right? All right, so 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay. Joanna says, Tammy, unfortunately, psoriatic arthritis flare. Yeah, you and me both. That's exactly where I'm at right now. The psoriatic arthritis is what's been kicking my tail too. I had a couple of joints swollen yesterday, and I just looked at my husband. I was like, "Does this look swollen?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay," because it hurts. Just want to make sure I'm not imagining that it's swollen. He was like, "No, it's swollen." I was like, "Okay." I at least feel a little bit better about that. Y'all bring tears to my eyes. Oh, you're so welcome, Laura. You're so welcome. We're so rooting for you. Let's see. Last year I did fairly well with my plan of 3 quilts. Checked off my UFO list before a new project. Got 8 checked off, so only carried over 4. That's not bad. I wish I only carried over 4. Do you think I'm ever going to only carry over 4? No, I'm probably going to carry over quite a few more than that for years and years and years. If we want to count the project that I've had planned in my head, we have I had 31 coming into this year, because that one was not even written down at all. So yeah, probably an extra one. It's what it is, Chloe. It's part of it. We passed the site where I got my infusions at, I was just going, I really hope I can start those again this year. That would be such a blessing to start those infusions again. Be back on that medication because it did such a good job to help me. So sudden found myself meeting myself, coming and going between writing patterns, testing, writing 2 pattern books. Yes, Andrea, I am with you. You are heard. I was that. I was exactly that. The last like 3 weeks, that has been me until I got that pattern published. That is the only thing took things off of me. Oh yeah. Laura said she was worried about Nightbot was gonna get her. Well, Nightbot getting you is a badge of courage, a badge of honor. You get to wear that badge with a lot of honor. I haven't been gotten by Nightbot yet. I wonder why. Going to try the same plan this year, says Susan. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. I'm proud of you for that. And has anyone seen my crown? Has anyone seen my crown? I have not yet seen my crown, and it is January 2026. And I have not seen my crown come back. Right? No, agreed. Oh, it's okay, Laura. It is what it is. With very little sleep. Yeah. Very, very little sleep. Well, Andrea. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I did that row. So now I need A and P, which is that and that. I need 2 of them. Okay, it looks like I have extra pieces. Is that normal? Oh, you know what? I don't think I did 4 on that row, but I still have extra pieces. We're gonna see what extra pieces I have. Hey, Shelby, welcome in. I showed the quilts. You missed it. Yeah, Chloe, right? I've been wondering about that crown for a hot minute. I'm going, I haven't seen it since the summer. I'm hoping nobody lost it. I'm hoping it's still making its rounds and it will come back to me. But I hadn't seen it. So we're gonna hope and cross our fingers that the crown comes back. Let's see. Andrea says she's gonna have her next episode coming up soon. Good deal. Congratulations. I'm gonna take these off of here in just a second. I'm gonna leave these last 2 on here. I'm gonna take all the rest off, and we're gonna figure out what order they gotta go in. We're gonna figure out their order. Being old and feeling like I have so much I want to do before the Lord calls me home is my driving force. There you go, Andrea. Everybody does it somehow differently, but it is all the most important. Steps to Freedom quilt. Oh, good deal. Yeah, I bet it's gonna be gorgeous. Almost done with the winter woods and a machine quilt, the 2 fair quilts. After that, bind them, and I'll have a couple checked off already. You are ahead of the game, Susan. I need your energy level. I definitely need your energy level. Andrea, I think we need to start the very little sleep club. Do y'all need a leader? I'll join the leadership board. I'm sleeping more than I should. I need to stop sleeping more than I should. I need to just sleep what I should sleep. All right. And I think I'm going to press all of these towards whatever the darker fabric is, because it doesn't look like it's going to matter. No, it will matter on some. It says press open or in one direction in direction of the arrows. Okay, we're going to press open. We'll just go and bite off the bullet. Bite the bullet. Sorry. Bite the bullet. You know what the bite the bullet comes from, right? Who in the chat knows what bite the bullet means? What it where it originated. Let's put it that way. I'm almost done. Let's see. Okay, I'm caught up on the chat. Just making sure I'm caught up on the chat. Oh, that turned out so pretty. It curled a little bit, but that's okay. No, I gotta have a little bit more sleep than that, Joe. She says her average right now is 2 hours. Is just under 2 hours. No, I gotta have a little bit more than that. I cannot go on 2 hours and that be it. That does not work. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. I like this purple. It's very pastel. I suspect I know Old West no anesthesia. Very good. You have got it, Shelby. You have got it. It is exactly what it is. So, and it wasn't necessarily Old West. Yep, it definitely means take the pain, James. You got it. So where it originated is, let's say you had to have a leg cut off or an arm cut off or a finger or toe or whatever. As long as it wasn't in your mouth, you were fine. In your mouth, they couldn't do the bite the bullet thing. But they would give you a bullet. They would take a bullet out of your gun and give you that bullet to put in your mouth and bite down on, because you were likely not going to be able to break the bullet when they were doing surgery on you. Yeah, that's true. Joe says she wishes she got more sleep, but she's been doing this for 54 years. I couldn't have maintained it that long. Yeah, it was before Civil War. It was definitely before Civil War. It became more popular during the Civil War, and I think that's where it actually became recorded. But that was, well, out in the battlefield, you didn't have anesthesia. You didn't have chloroform. You didn't have any kind of knock you out stuff. People have been trying to find knock you out stuff for centuries. Plan on filming my process on your mystery quilt. Oh, good deal. I'm filming my week in progress videos. The first one being edited now. Just need my description links to channels. Yeah, definitely add my link to your video. I would love that. I love getting tagged in videos and then going to find out why I was tagged, because that's always exciting. Okay. Are there extras? Are there extra pieces? Is that normal? Somebody who's done one of these, can you tell me, is extra pieces normal? Because that absolutely scares me. It absolutely scares me. Let's see. My goodness, Susan. Yeah, she is the Energizer Bunny, Laura. You have not seen her on retreat. She is absolutely the Energizer Bunny. We finally know when her batteries run out. Like, you can tell when her batteries run out. But Susan goes. She runs until she is done. I guess that's how she kept up with the kids all these years. Extra is normal. Okay, good. I feel a little bit better now. Feel a little bit better. Oh, you guys can't see this laid out. I'm going to adjust this camera, trying not to make everybody sick. There we go. That way you guys can at least see part of it. Hey, Dre, welcome in. Good to have you here. Now, the nice thing I really, really love about cotton cuts, in case you guys have not ever done a cotton cuts before, one of the most fantastic things about cotton cuts is you will have precisely cut pieces. So as long as you are sewing your 1/4 of an inch properly, then your pieces are going to fit together. You don't have to worry. They're not going to be partial. You're not going to have to trim. It's going to be accurate from the get-go. So that is really, really awesome. I can totally see Susan going forever. Yes, Cynthia, right? Susan, that's how I think she keeps up with those kids on the playground for so many years. She just had the energy to keep up with them. She trained herself to keep up with them. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I've never been that kid. I've never been that parent that can keep up with everybody. I totally try, but no, that's not happening. Andrea takes power naps between doing things. With hubby unemployed, filming and editing takes place while he's sleeping, so you do not hear the grouchy. Yeah, right? Right? Mine would totally be grouchy too. If he were out here and like listening and playing along, yeah, he'd totally be grouchy too. All right, I will not have enough room to set this completely out, so we're just going to set out what I can. We're going to go with that. I should just do like the first 2 rows all the way down maybe and build it from there, but I don't want to screw it up either, because I have been known to screw up a project or two. You guys aren't looking closely at that thing, right? I tried and failed, Cynthia, right? I cannot do the Energizer Bunny. I was never the Energizer Bunny kid. I can keep up with people to a certain extent, and then I just tell them to go on ahead. Leave me. I'll be fine. I'll hang out. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be here when you get back. I do not have that kind of energy. I applaud you for having that energy. If you have that energy, you are welcome to have it. And you are welcome to share every last bit of how you got it to me. But I also haven't had caffeine in, we're not quite to a year yet. April 1st will be, actually April 2nd will be like my New Year's Day of not having had caffeine for a year in any like regular format. Cynthia says, me too. No, not about the caffeine. I promise it's not about the caffeine. Because I think Cynthia's had caffeine. I have not. I have not. I have held off on the caffeine. All right, this is 6 across with how many down? 11 down, and I'm only 3. I'm about to be 4. Yeah, I can't fit it all on my table. So I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know how. I think I'm just going to sew the first row all the way down. We'll just do that. All right, so this one goes that way. And I'll set all the rest of the pieces aside too. I've always been a high energy person, fortunately, says Shelby. You have to be. Guys, she and I started the Flying Geese Mountains about this. Actually started about maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks before she did. And she was still done and managed to get back to me with information before I got done. She's got some energy, ladies and gentlemen. Shelby has energy. Sorry if I'm missing his comments to me. I've had the screen enlarged so I can see it, and only 2 lines are showing at a time. Ah, that stinks, Andrea. I will try to point out if there's one directly related to you. So if I see one related to you, I will call you specifically. So you'll get an extra little notification from me in the captions. Okay, so the next row is A with a triangle A to a triangle P, which is this gray. Yes, it is this gray. Woohoo! I'm getting a little bit better. A little bit better. And I'm probably gonna have to move everything over too to be able to sew. We'll see. I thought I was gonna be sewing more tonight. I totally thought I was gonna be sewing more, but apparently not. Okay, so all right, so hold me accountable. We're doing Gnome Sweet Gnome the last 2 Sundays of January. And I'm going to try to keep it to the last 2 Sundays of the month. That's kind of my idea. Then I am also going to be peppering in during the weeks. Once we get to March, I will be peppering in the video timeline feed of working on the 365 quilt. I have already gotten started. So every week I'm going to be working on videos for that to get caught up or get ahead of schedule so I don't fall behind. So 365 quilt is also getting done this year. So just keep that in mind. 365 quilt is coming out as well. Am I using my stash for this? For the Gnome Sweet Gnome? Yes, absolutely. Some fabrics I did buy knowing that I wanted to do it, but the rest of them I didn't buy. The rest of them were all things that I already had, so nobody knows for sure. Joanna, you are so funny. You are so funny. All right, so we have a V and a P. We'll have another V and a P, and we'll have a V and a CC. So, okay, what is CC? CC is this purple. Okay, and it is V, which is that. Because V is the orange. Okay. And so I'm sewing these last 3, and then we're going to start sewing the row. So I can get these off of here, and then we'll finish up the row. So I'll do the entire first row. We'll do it that way. That seems to be the most logical path. Because I don't want to mess up not doing some of the half square triangles that I'm supposed to do in the right quantities just because I'm trying to get them done. So 45 minutes to figure this out. It's not too bad. If I wasn't trying to figure it out, if I just pulled it all out and laid it out, I think that would have been easier. But just, do I ever do anything the easy way? If you think I do things the easy way, please put it in the comments so I can laugh. So I always pick the hard way. I always pick it that way. That is guaranteed. The path that I'm going to pick is the hard one. The hard path. All right. This is row 2. And I'm trying to line everything up with each other, so. Because my first little half square triangles I did not sew correctly because I still had that guide foot on here. What's the 66 quilt going to be? That is Route 66. I'm going to start that in March. And hey, Ellen, welcome in. Welcome in. I think did I give you guys a link to the 66? Maybe I did. Let me grab that one because I went over it on Tuesday, so I know where it's at. So it's not a matter of digging for it. Okay. The Route 66 is this right here. It's from Tourmaline and Time Quilts. And it's designed by Laureen Smith. And I don't remember what link I gave everybody for it. Hey, Helen, welcome in. I know Judy bought it. So I don't remember where she bought it from. Maybe she bought it from Etsy. I'm not sure. But Tourmaline and Time Route 66. So if you do want to do this one with me, the center, this USA panel here, that is a panel. That is not a pieced section. So if you want to do it exactly like the pattern says, you will need to get that panel as well. If you're wanting to do this with me too, send me an email and I will figure out what link information I gave in Tuesday's video, unless you want to go back and rewatch Tuesday. So I will start this one in March. And it will not be a month long. It will not be a block of the month kind of style. I will do a lot of this kind of in sequence. So like I'll do all of one block in one live, and then the very next live I will do more blocks, and the next live I will do more. So I'm looking to do a lot of this, accomplish most of it, probably in March and going into April. So I will be doing the majority of it live. I may do my test blocks off the camera and then do the live blocks in front of you guys so I don't screw anything up. But yeah, I am going to plan to do that one probably around March. I don't have exact dates for when in March I'm going to do it, but be looking for that one in March. But if you want to do it with me, you will need to order it. So if you need to order it, you need to get with me to order it, or I need to give you the information to order it. However that works. I can't think. I can't think. All right, so that's correct. Oh, these are next. Okay. I was losing my spot. But yeah, Route 66, that'll be starting in March. I'm not going to start that one before March. I need a little bit of time to get some stuff done on the Gnome Sweet Gnome. And then if I have to on Gnome Sweet Gnome, you guys may have me doing a lot of it off camera, but I will record what I do. so you guys can see the overall steps that I'm taking. Oh, thank you, Laura. So my mom sent me 2 shirts for Christmas, and they're very oversized. So it's very generous size. But it is 3 dandelions, and if you guys can't see it, it's got a ball of yarn, spools of thread, it's got scissors, it's got buttons, it's got snips, it's got little awareness ribbons, just plain color awareness ribbons, and then it's got hearts. Yeah, distractoration. Yeah, distractoration is right, Joanna. It is absolutely right. Problem was that I had my headset on and no one will be able to hear him, only see him. Oh, okay, gotcha, Andrea. Let's see. Where am I at? I want to do it, but I cannot add any more to my plate. You and me both, Andrea. I really shouldn't be adding that one to my plate, but I'm doing it anyway, so it's going on the list. It is a fun shirt, Chloe. It is. I wasn't sure how it was going to wash up. The other shirt that she got me is red. It's a very bold red. So I'm not ready to wear it just yet, but it will get worn too. But it is also oversized like this one is. Let's see. Where am I at? Check Tuesday's live. I don't remember that, but I'll see what it's like. Yeah. In Tuesday's live, I went over a lot. There was a lot of information in Tuesday's live because what I was doing, hey Rita, what I was doing was going through all of my projects for 2026. So there's a lot of project boxes that I was pulling out and going through. I went through 29 projects on camera. I pointed to my boxes over here. A couple of them are not in boxes yet. So getting this done cleared up one box, and then I have one more project that it should be a fairly quick finish that will clear up a second box for my Dear Jane. So Dear Jane is going into it as well. Surgery update, had a skin cancer on my eyebrow again. This is the 4th time. Oh my gosh. I got it with only minor eyebrow disruption. That's good news, Ellen. That's very good news. Just entered my Southwest Cross Wall quilt in a quilt show in the Tri-Cities. Congratulations, Susan. Congrats. Agree, Joanna. I'm glad to hear that everything went well. Absolutely. All right, A and then P, which is this gray. Hey, I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. And I'm debating, should I just go ahead and circle it? I can circle it. I can circle it up. But then I still have some half square triangles to do, so I guess I won't. Because it's 6 rows across, so it's an even number. Okay, this was 3. Oh, this has got the black. Okay. Okay. Woohoo! I was panicked for just a minute. Doesn't that bug you with so many projects to do? It does bug me, Rita. It does. I try to wear a brave face, but it definitely does bother me to have that many all at the same time. All right, let's go up here and grab these half square triangles. And we're just going to leave the rest of that hanging there. It will fall back down in a minute. Let's see, where did it? Oh, there it is. I have looked at whether or not I want to get one of those smaller little cutter things, but I don't know if I would miss this thing. I think I would miss it. It just fits perfectly where I need it usually. All right, got 3 of these to press, so bear with me. Oh, by the way, my son-in-law loved the apron. Oh, good. And loved the Route 66 for bag for Christmas. Oh, good. Very good. Please do share it for Show and Tell. Please do. I don't think I have any emails already. Some reason your sound and video is distorted on my end. Probably my internet, but I have my hearing aids in and my headset on. Normally do not have issues. It might be your internet. It should not be mine. I don't think Mr. Siberian Wind is doing much. Let's see. It doesn't say that I have any issues. It's not fantastic bandwidth, but it's not horrible. So maybe upstairs is doing something too. I would not be surprised. I had those 3 quilts I did. I was like, OMG, this is beyond. It took me 3 weeks to make them. I felt like that was weak. That is not way too long for 3 giant quilts, Rita. That is not way too long. Now that's done. Time for thimble and try and finish quilting winter woods. Oh, Susan, you're my role model. There's a free so long by Crinkle Dreams that is for America's 250th anniversary, which has a quilt block for each state. Oh, that's awesome. I have a puzzle that I just finished that I've also shellacked it, so it's not getting taken apart again. But I have a puzzle I finished that is all 50 state quilt blocks. It is really a cute quilt. Oh my gosh, my computer. All right, so there's something going on with my internet apparently. Let me refresh this so I can see you guys in the chat. So it could be, James says that I'm fine too, but my internet just did something hinky too, just right at the same time. So no telling. Nanette says that there's no problem on her end either. Yeah, okay. And Ellen says that Ellen and Rita both say that it works fine on theirs. Okay. So maybe my computer's also giving me grief too. We have a cold front. Oh, that could be issue. Yeah. Cold front will definitely affect it. Down, especially in Texas. Where am I at? There's one I missed. The Route 66 bag for sure. Yes, Ellen. It's gorgeous. It's working fine on her end as well. Good. I'm glad it's working on you guys' end. Especially when my chat dies like that. It's just kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. All right. So that's next to last. And then this is going to be last row. All right. So this goes that way. And this one goes that way. Okay. Woohoo. I found it. I found a little bit of my mojo. Not all of it, but a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to do is instead of taking this off the machine, I'm going to go ahead and sew the next rows together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have all of the half square triangles done. And so I'm not having to piece half square triangles in the middle. So we're going to see if I can get that done. All right. So I got 1, 2, and 3. So next row is P with A, which is that. So I'll have 33 sets because it's 11 rows and there's 3 sets of rows because it's 6 across. So I'll have 11 sets by 3. So I'll have 33 sets hanging off my machine when I get done. There's worse things in life. I swear there are. That is how I process all of these all of the time. Who else chain pieces like this? Like where you just chain piece until you can't chain piece anymore and then you have to go pick something up? Am I the only one that does that? Because I do that all the time. All the time. All right. So this is the HH. Okay. Let's see. Chloe says she does. Sometimes Joe's give me a thumbs up. I feel like I talk too much sometimes. Chloe just seems that was a long time. Yeah. Yeah, I know it seems like it was, Rita, because you were the one doing it. Because you lived, eat, and breathed those quilts for 3 weeks solid. But 3 weeks is less than a month. So you worked less than 1 month to do it all. Susan says she chain pieces as often as possible. Shelby says depends on what she's working on. You mean you didn't do that with Flying Geese Mountains? Oh. And Andrea says depends on what I am working on. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I do it entirely too much sometimes. Sometimes. Oh, you guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. Okay. So how many of you have counted all of your projects for 2026? Shelby says she didn't do it with Flying Geese Mountains. I wonder why. You really can't do that with that pattern. You cannot chain piece with that pattern unless you are some kind of wizard, of which I am not one. So yeah, you really can't do it with that pattern. All right, so we've got, oh, nope, I'm missing a row. I forgot a row. Oops, my bad. I gotta do 2 of these. All right. So what are you working on right now? What is your quilt project that you're working on right now? Chloe's counted a bunch, but not all. I haven't counted all of them. There's some projects that I know about that I have not counted. So no, we're not counting all of them. We're not putting Tammy's brain in a corner and putting her in timeout. So we have not counted all of Tammy's projects. That has not happened. Shelby says that she hasn't counted them. Ellen signed up for that Crinkle Dream so long to see what it's all about. Oh, very cool. I look forward to seeing projects. I just know that I can't. I can't right now. I have got way too much on my plate, and I sidetracked myself last year, and I don't have the mental space to do it right now. Finishing dog mug mats. Ooh, I like that. Andrea has a planner and it is full. You got to plan in time for a break too. If you don't plan the time for a break, your body will do it for you. Ask me how I know. Or you don't even have to ask me. I'll tell you how I know. That's what happens. That's what happens. You get so far ahead of yourself, your body fixes the fact that you didn't take a break and you didn't schedule a break. Whether I get everything done yet is to be seen, right? I would be impressed if anybody can get everything off their list done in the year when they have a list as big as ours. I just finished the Scrappy Pride from Cotton Cuts. Pride Star from Cotton Cuts. It's really nice. Ooh, I haven't seen that one. No, Laura, you should not count your projects. I agree. She says she's not going to count hers. She might have a breakdown. Yeah, no. Do not count yours. You get a pass this year. We'll start counting yours in 2027. Oh, Susan hasn't done the list yet. So what I did is I took the little post-it notes and wrote every project's description or basic description on the post-it notes. And so for figuring out what I wanted to work on tonight, I actually went through those post-it notes to figure out what I wanted to pull out. I thought I would be done with this in 2 hours. I thought I could do all 4 of these in 2 hours. I was wrong. It's not going to happen. But I pulled it out tonight thinking that it would be easy peasy and I would be done in a snap. And so, yeah. We will see how the rest of the year goes. If I'm already starting out January like this, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. Really like that one. Ellen thought about buying it. Pick it one and look at me like jam, right? Working on window shades for my son's machine shop. Only one done at 5. Oh my gosh, 5 left. That's rough. Subscribe to over 1,000 channels. I keep adding to my list. I cannot possibly get everything done that I want to do, so I have to prioritize. Yeah, there's no getting it all done, Andrea. There is no such thing as getting it all done. It's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. Not in this world. It is not going to happen. I'm honest with myself that there is no realistic way I can do everything I want to do. So I just pick and choose what is most important to me to do. Pam says she counted in 2024 and haven't made much progress. Currently long arming a guild donation lap quilt. That's exciting. I'm so glad you're back able to use your long arm. That puts a smile on my face. Joan says, nope, my good machine is still not working. Repairman's not back until middle of January, so I'm not doing much sewing on the Janome. Just little things that I can handle. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Nanette hasn't done a formal list yet, but she needs to get one done. She keeps running them through her head. It hurts. Yeah. that's where I decided to do the post-it notes. So I almost forgot where I put my post-it note stack and then found my post-it note stack. What did I just do? For some reason, I do not have all of the pieces that I was supposed to have just then. Oh, I dropped one. Maybe. No, I didn't drop it. Oh well. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I've posted a link to the free downloadable planner this morning if anybody wants it. Ah, that's awesome. James agrees. Yeah. Running through your head, it hurts. It does. It really does. It's crazy how many projects we can have going at one time and think that we can get everything done. Let's see. Stinks, Joan. Yes, it does stink, especially when your body hates you. Joan, preaching. Go ahead and preach it. Hey, Brenda, welcome in. I need to put my long arming at the top of my priority list for this year. Anybody want to put it at the top of my list? Because I got 30 of those to quilt too. So, I got to get more than 2 done here every month. And then I got to get more than 2 done there every month as well. So, yeah, my list is not short. My list, and I didn't even count the ones over there. But there's 30 of them. I know that there's at least 30 of them ready. I still have 7 I'm full committed to at the moment, but may get a few more going. I can't add more projects. I can't. I have hit that critical mass moment where adding more is just not possible. And quite a few of my projects are not easy projects. They are very complex, difficult projects. And so getting them done in any short amount of time is not a possibility anyway. Temperature rings that I didn't get done in 2025, that was all of 2024 dates. I have got to get some work done on that. I have got, oh, hey, yeah, Brenda says she woke up. That's awesome. Oh, Laura did choose 5 of hers. Oh, good. Yeah, you got to choose what's important to get done first. You definitely have to set those priorities for sure. Oh, you're frustrated. I know, right? You and me both, Joe. You and me both. I mean, I really needed to just go ahead and put borders on this quilt behind me so it's 100% done. But then that means I have one more quilt ready to be quilted. And I need to get that quilt quilted on the frame. I've got to get more batting cut to put on it. And I don't really want to get more batting. It's just crazy. Do I sell quilt tops? I don't typically sell the tops. I usually sell the completed quilts. If there's a top that you're interested in, then definitely send me an email. Like if I'm working on one and you're going, hey, is that one already earmarked for anybody? And it's not, and you're just wanting the top because you want to quilt it your way, yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. Absolutely. Send me an email. We'll discuss whether or not I'm selling a quilt top. Okay, somehow I managed to add an extra row that I don't need. So we are going to cut this off. I'm going to restart my stitching, and then we're going to put it right back in the right order. I don't know how I did that. Oh well. I laid it out wrong. So, I mean, it was laid out wrong. Yeah, a rotation to work in is not a bad idea, Laura. It gives you something fresh to work on when you're tired of one project. Minor blocks of the month. Andrew, so I have time to regroup in between. Yes. Reflections is a block of the month. So you definitely have time to regroup with that one too. All right, so I should have extra, so I shouldn't have to rip. We're going to hope we don't have to rip. I'm on hold, caught a bug, so I don't feel like doing anything. Had to send my long arm carriage in to be fixed. Oh no, Susie. That's awful. Oh, I hope you get over the bug, and I hope your long arm comes back to you soon. That stinks. That really stinks. Joan says the bobbin case broke, and we tried to fix it. It's not sewing well. I guess I'll get it back sometime in February. Ah, That's crazy, Joan. I cannot be without my machine that long. I have to have backup machines. I mean, I know you got a backup, but it doesn't work as nice as the machine you're missing, which really stinks. Really stinks. One of my 7. Oh, the reflections is 1 of 7. Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. All right, so I need 2 more of these. Okay, and I have 1. No, I got 2. I got 2. I'll need to make 1 more. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to sewing and lurking, but I will be here. Just will not be able to see the chat. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry to hear you are sick, Susie. Hope you get to feeling better soon, and your long arm is in tip-top shape soon. Agreed. Agreed, Chloe. Yeah, a lot of us, James, sounds funny. Yeah, a lot of us will lurk. A lot of us will lurk. I go to other people's chats and I will sit there and lurk because I don't have time or energy to be constantly in the chat for whatever reason. So I go and lurk. I lurk and hang out and I stalk and all of that. There's quite a few stalkers in here tonight because there's 33 people in the chat and not 33 people talking. There's quite a few stalkers tonight. That's okay. I don't mind. I like my stalkers. Bugs. Oh no, where's the can of raid? Oh yeah, nope. We're not doing raid to humans, okay? We do have a few limitations. The bug, my 3-year-old grandson and my daughter have it as well as we speak. It's not fun. So Mr. Siberian Wind caught something. And he gets that lingering cough anytime he gets sick lately. Like since we moved out here, he gets that dry cough, and he will cough and cough and cough, and oh my gosh, it's annoying as all get out for him to be sick. But he is thankfully doing a little bit better. I got him meds started right after he first started getting sick. I did not wait because I was like, no, we're not doing this again. Jimmy is very light. If not careful or get too forceful, it'll fly off the cabinet top. You have a flying sewing machine. That does not sound like a good idea. Okay, somehow I have extras of this. I hope I sewed them in here. Okay, I've got them in there. Oh, no. Yeah, I have them in there. I don't know what I did. I did it with a lot of extras. A lot of them. Okay, because that's that one. I don't need any of those. I just need one of the... Yeah, they sent me a lot of extra. I really should have laid this out in advance so I would know exactly what was extra, because this is not my normal to have this many extra pieces. I need to do one of those. I need to do one of these, and we're going to do one of these. Okay. Oh, Andrew, you're so funny. You're hilarious. So we are not even 1 week into the new year, and everybody's already getting sick. What are we gonna do with you guys getting sick already? And family getting sick. We can't have this in 2026. 2026 is supposed to be better than 2025 was. Where's the getting better? Today was my mom's birthday, so I got to send her a message this morning wishing her a happy birthday. And then I've spent the rest of the day sewing. Here we go. Okay, now we should have everything that we need to make this last set of rows. So we're gonna see. So I've got all of my half square triangles to trim, or not to trim, to press. And we will see. We will see. Well, thank you, Laura. I'm not sure that she watches my channel, so I don't know that she does. Cut and Cuts PMQ. I find it's better to set up my blocks on boards Yes, like they show in the clues. It is very easy to get confused. Oh, thank you, Chloe. Georgia here, and allergies kicking my booty. Yes, James. Well, I'm from Alabama, so I get it. I definitely got the allergies and all the weather that you guys are getting. Yeah, I get it. Nanette says she had to take her Bernina to the shop going on 2 weeks. The last update sounded scary. He had spent 6 hours adjusting my needle threader and it still wasn't working, and that's why I took. Oh, no. Which Bernina? Was it your 830? Was it your 830? Oh, that's not good. Not good. 6 hours. Ugh. It should not take 6 hours to do. That is not cool. Not cool. Winterwoods is now entered. Oh, good, Susan. You will have to keep us updated. When is that show? When is the Tri-City show? Laura says she'd be lost without her needle threader. I have 2 machines without needle threaders. One is Anastasia, which I haven't pulled her out in a hot minute. Well, I have, but not for you guys. Okay, it is 8:30. Ah, crud. That's awful. That's awful. That it should not take 8 hours to adjust that needle threader. I can understand the complexity of the 830, but it still shouldn't take 6 hours to adjust the needle threader. Oh, that's distressing. That's very distressing. I agree, Chloe. Not good. Not good at all. All right, I'm not laying the rest of it out. I'm just going to sew what I got, and then I will lay the rest of it out after that. And then we'll pick it back up and see. I meant to say that's not why she took it in. Yeah. Well, so when I took Beauty in, I took it in for just a cleaning. Then the needle threader sensor on my machine, but mine's on 830. Mine's a 770, but my needle threader sensor went haywire. Finally fixed that, and then my Bernina stitch regulator broke. So those are the things that I dealt with in 2025. I cannot afford another major catastrophe with Beauty. The March 27th through March 28th. Oh, okay, good deal. That's not that far away. Where's Tri-Cities? Where is that show held, Susan? What part of Washington are we talking about? Well, I know it's probably closer to you. Because it's definitely closer to you than it is to me. I'm just going to say it that way. I'm not sure that I should have this many extra pieces. We'll see. We will see. All right, so I am supposed to have that one. Gotta put that one there. There. Okay, I'm done with all my squares. I have a lot of extra pieces. Maybe that's a good thing because I can't get a replacement kit if I wanted to. Oh, gotta have one more of these. All right. And we're going this, that, and that. Okay. Somehow I ended up with an extra, and I don't know why. Oh, hang on. Okay, I sewed that. Oh, I was missing a whole row. I think we're going to find that I am going to miss a whole lot of rows. What you want to bet I missed another row somewhere else? Tri-Cities is southeast Washington, about 90 minutes away. That's not too bad. 90 minutes isn't bad. All right. Now we're going to sew this, and then we're going to see if I got all 11 rows on all 3 sets. So, like, the drum roll has started now. So if you did not tune in Tuesday, I will be turning orphan blocks into projects, and that will be part of the giveaways for both super chats and the live drawings that I will hold on April 14th. So the Sew and Tell giveaway quilts will be given away. You can't enter that live on the 14th. But the Sew and Tell or the Super Chat giveaway that's also going to be that night will be live. And the other giveaways, because I always do extra giveaways, so all of that will be, I will be doing some orphan block projects. Sew and Tell is due by 3 p.m. Tuesday, 3 p.m. Mountain Time Tuesday, if you want to enter January's. So the more entries you get, the better. So the more months you get, the more months you enter, the more entries you'll have towards a giveaway quilt, towards the giveaway quilt, rather. Not a giveaway quilt, the giveaway quilt, because there's only one. I only make one quilt every 6 months for that. That machine is so quiet. No, it's not. If you have caught me, you've caught me over at Williams, right? If I did not mute my machine or mute the microphone on that platform on Restream, it picks up the machine. I did also oil her today, so that could be part of it too. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I am missing a row in the first row. So we're going to see what I'm missing. We're going to see what I'm missing. Because I am missing one. So go figure. Go figure. Okay, so that is row 1. Row 2 looks good. Row 3 looks good. Row 4 looks good. No. Is that row 4? No, that's row 5. I am missing row 4. Okay. That's where I'm missing it. That's how I find it. And that half square triangle that I was like, why did I make this? This is why. This is why. Now I just got to find what I did with it. I feel like my phone is going off. No, I'm hearing something buzzing, and I'm not sure what it is. Oh. Okay, it's my iron. You guys are getting to listen to me troubleshoot live. Okay, I do not see where I have sewn what I need. I thought I did, but I apparently didn't. So we're going to sew it. Apparently my iron is trying to put out steam, and it's not going to. So yeah, the tech was persistent that it was going to work before he sent it home with me. He also replaced the knob board, the threader head, and was going to disassemble the needle bar and reassemble. That, I'm glad he's persistent, but darn, that's a lot of hours of labor. That's a lot of hours of labor. Okay. Sorry if I got quiet for a minute, guys. I do that when I'm trying to troubleshoot where I messed up. Where's Paladin? He is in with Dad. He has been a holy pain in the rear anytime he has heard me talking to anyone the last 2 days. Just absolutely all up in my face, bringing me things that he's not supposed to have, getting into stuff. He has been a holy terror. And part of it, the elevator is down in our building. So he is tuning into the fact that the elevator is down, which is not helping. Definitely not helping. All right. So now I have the missing row for that one done. We're going to take that off and reset up this to sew again. Because I'm just going to hang on to it because I'm not going to drop it for right now. All right. And now I've got to press all of these one direction or the other. Actually, no, I don't have to press just yet. I don't. All right, so that is 11 rows. So we have all 11 rows. I can't wait to see the bill. Probably more than I paid for the machine. Right? Agreed, Nanette. Absolutely agreed. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that is not a bottom row, I don't think. No, that is definitely not a bottom row, so I am missing a row on row 2. I'm good at this, guys. I promise I'm good at this. Somewhere in some universe, I am fantastic at this. Today is just not my day. But we will get it. We will get it. That's what the 2 hours is for, right? That is exactly what 2 hours is for. Okay, so that, there, okay. And next to that should be that, which it is. And then next to that should be this, which it is. Okay, so that is row 6, so we're good through row 6. Let's see what I'm missing. All right, 7, 8. Let's see, that's 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 2 orange squares sewn together. Okay. I'm just missing the last row. That's not too bad. We can do that. Sorry to hear the elevator's out again. You know, I've wondered that too. She says, too bad they can't be fined for not working. Yeah, it should be a law that they get fined if the elevator is down again. But I've already gone through HUD and I have gone through OSHA to try to report the elevator problems. Somebody put a sign up about how scary the elevator is, and they couldn't believe that anybody expected us to use the elevator because it was that scary of an elevator. And so we're just going to set this aside. And so I sent that to the office. They had no idea. They had no idea that there was anything going on. So somebody putting a notice up in the elevator was the only thing that got everything going. Sure it was. Look at that beautiful quilt behind you. It was a productive day. It was a very productive day. I think that's why my brain has shut down and cannot process the simple cotton cuts. I think that's part of it. I think it's gotta be. That's my story. That's my story. And I will stick to that story. There's a country song that goes along those lines. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. With the intentional stutter. Yeah. That is my story, and I am sticking to it. Alright. So we'll at least get this piece this way. And then see how I'm doing on time to sew the horizontal rows together. Because that won't take that long. But I might want to press it. I don't know. I might just finger press it. We might just go with that. Just depends. Just depends. Who else cuts corners like that? Who else finger presses to save time? I know I can't be the only one that does that. Can't be. Just can't be. And we're going to hope that I have 11 rows on that last row set. Or 11 rows on that last column. And see if I manage to make it through. Oh. One block is taking me 2 hours to do. Oh, Cynthia says, ha, me, right? I definitely finger press more frequently than I give myself credit for. I get a lot of, and Shelby says with batik she does. I do it with every fabric. Susan depends on the fabrics and batiks, yes. And Royanne finger presses a lot. I finger press a lot that I don't show you guys. Paper piecing is probably the one area where you will never find me finger pressing. I will finger press it to get it to the iron, but there's no way I'm doing paper piecing without a very hot iron. It's not a race. It kind of is, James. Every quilt is a race for me. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Every quilt is not a race for me, but I definitely have a lot on my plate. So getting a few extra, seconds back by finger pressing instead of iron pressing. Yeah. These are batiks. This Cotton Cuts is batiks. And they do want you to nest the seams between the rows. So that lends itself to finger pressing. Because if you can if you're finger pressing, you can do that. If you're pressing open, like I was doing for the half square triangles on this, you don't want to finger press that. Like you finger press it to get it to the iron. But you want a good press on that. Doesn't matter what fabric it is, you want a good finger press on pressing open. But if it's to one side or the other, that's when I do a lot of finger pressing. I do it with blocks too. I did not do it on the quilt behind me. I actually took it, I got up, took it to the ironing board, and I pressed it. I full on went down every last seam to press it as flat as I could get it. So I started it using Quinn because I was out and about. So I started it using Quinn, and then of course came home and I wanted to use Ricky versus using Quinn. So using two different machines on it, I wasn't going to assume that I had done anything properly the first time around. Of course, I'm also, speed sewing when I'm out in public, so. All right. So we got 11 rows by 4 columns so far. And I just hit my hand. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hey, I got it right that time. I don't have to do any extra. All right. We might actually get this done by 10. That would be shocking. That would be very, very shocking. All right. So this month I'm reteaching at 4-H. I'm reteaching the Sewing Basics course. So it's kind of like it's a repeat class for me to teach. It's not something I'm having to relearn what I'm teaching. So I have a little bit of a break this month to get ahead on projects because I don't have to come up with my curriculum this month. Next month I have to come up with my curriculum a little bit more, but that's okay. I've got cross stitch and cross stitch and hand quilting next month. That is what I'm teaching next month. Gotta put some kids to work learning how to hand quilt. I don't do it often, so they're gonna get to learn from me, from someone else who struggles with hand quilting, but they're gonna get to learn to hand quilt. I'm gonna get to learn that. I know Susan hand quilts. Does anybody else in the chat hand quilt? As the wind picks up. Does anybody else in the chat hand quilts? And do you enjoy hand quilting? If you had to say you loved hand quilting, why would you say you love hand quilting? And Susan, you can answer that one. Why do you love hand quilting? Andrea does, says Chloe. Okay. I forgot that Andrea does a lot of hand quilting. I forgot about that. A lot of Susan's comes through comes through Sew and Tell, so I get to see hers in front of my face and study it once a month. So that's what I'm familiar with Susan hand quilting. And is there a reason you do hand quilting over machine quilting? If you had access to a long armor and you had the unlimited budget to pay them to quilt everything for you, would you still choose to hand quilt? Chloe wants to try someday. Well, I did hand quilt one project. I think I sold it, which is so sad. It was an applique project. Shocking. It was an applique project that I did out of, I want to say, Fawns and Porter magazine. And it was a little ice skating girl. Some of the background was pieced, but then everything on top of it was hand pieced or hand appliqued. And I did it while I worked at one of the tech companies I worked at. And I couldn't take a machine in with me anyway, so I decided I would hand quilt it there as well. Joan says she doesn't do it if she can help it. It's not for her. It's not typically for me either. Gotta teach the kids how to do it, but it's not my thing. James says hand quilting is beautiful, but I don't have the patience. You and me both, sir. I do not have hand patience. I don't have the patience. I also don't have the dexterity I used to have. Oh, that's a good point. Nanette says she would like to try it as it would be something she could do when sitting with her husband at night. I don't know why some things are not coming through on my chat on one page, but they are coming through on the other. So if I've missed your chat, I do apologize. It's calming. You can sit and relax. Can take it to work and quilt during breaks. Couldn't do that with a sewing machine. That's true, Susan. That is very true. Definitely can't do that with a sewing machine. Laura says she's got a vintage quilt top that she wants to hand quilt because it is all hand pieced. That's a good reason. Yeah, keeping the handwork vibe going throughout the whole project. That's not bad. That's a good reason to hand quilt it. Mine was again because I was at work, back when I could work, and when I could multitask. I actually got to a point before I had to quit working that I could not multitask, and my job required multitasking. So it was a big challenge. It was a very, very big challenge. I could not just push through. Andrea says she'll be doing a series on big stitch quilting later this year as I quilt up some of my finished flimsies. See, I'm not going to be teaching the kids big stitch quilting. I'm going to teach them traditional quilting, hand quilting, because most of the shows that they will be entering will expect traditional hand quilting. But that may be something I offer after you show us how to do it. I'll be doing a series. Let's see. Shelby says she would do crochet or embroidery cross stitch before hand quilting. Yeah, that's why I have cross stitch going. That's why I did cross stitch for so long, and I have so many cross stitch projects. It's because I will do that before I hand quilt any day. I'm teaching them both. Hand quilting is way beyond my skill level at this time. Maybe someday, says Ellen. Yeah, it's not hard to hand quilt, but it is hard to hand quilt evenly. The goal with hand quilting is to have even, consistent stitches, and that is incredibly hard to do sometimes. When I had a small project with hand quilting while waiting for my appointment, had a nurse come over to watch, ended up selling it to her. Oh, that's awesome. I do not have that skill set. That is not my forte. Cynthia is asking, what is big stitch quilting? That's a new term for her. Big stitch quilting, your stitches are considerably larger than what you would expect for traditional hand quilting. Traditional hand quilting, your stitches tend to be, you're trying to get a higher number of stitches. Big stitch quilting, it is very literally bigger stitches. And some people will do it with a more pronounced color of thread, because it shows up better that way. Laura is asking Susan what kind of hoop she uses for the hand quilting. When I do it, I'm using a traditional embroidery hoop, like one of those wooden embroidery hoops. You can get them in plastic and all of that, but that's what I'm gonna be teaching the kids with. It's just the wooden hoops. They don't need anything fancy. It's what we have in the sewing lab that I can offer to them, so I'm not worried about it. Or stopped using a hoop about 10 years ago. Oh, she just lap quilts. Okay. Yeah. You've got some skills, Susan. You've been doing it a while. You've been doing it a while. I couldn't, I would still have to use a hoop, but I haven't been doing it for nearly as long as you have. That's for sure. I do not have that kind of experience with hand quilting. I mean, I know how to do it. I just don't tend to do it or like to do it. Joan says that she has her ants on round hoop for hand quilting, and I've never taken it out of the packaging. It's in the back of the closet. Back of the closet. I'm not surprised. I think I posted a picture mid-year last year in Sew and Tell of one of my finished big stitch projects. If I did not, I will. Sounds good, Andrea. I like that plan. Thank you. That will be a great introduction to it too. Susan, thank you. I've watched some videos where the creator was using the Q-snap system. Yeah, I use Q-snaps for my cross stitch. I have not tried using them for quilting, but they would work just the same. They would work just the same. Q-snaps are great. You can actually resize them if they get worn out a little bit by heating up the clamps for them. That's what I use almost exclusively in cross stitch. Big stitch quilting also uses a thicker thread. That's true. Like you can use embroidery floss, whereas you probably wouldn't do that normally. It was supposed to be large rounded. That's okay. That's okay. I'd love to see it, Ellen says. Andrea, she would love to see your project. She would love to see the post. So I will share that with you guys on Tuesday if it's in the Facebook group. I will share it out on Tuesday's YouTube. Or if she sends it by email, I'll share it out that way. I'll share it one way or the other, guys. As long as I have it in time to share it on Tuesday, I will definitely share it. If not, I'll get it in February. That is always a possibility. So I am getting those rows in. In case you guys didn't realize, I did swap to sewing the rows. So we are sewing rows 3 to 4 right now. And I am just finger pressing these seams. I'm not worried about it. I use pearl cotton or crochet thread or embroidery thread for my stitching in big stitch and traditional cotton quilting thread and regular stitch. Yeah, I'm not going to teach the kids big stitch because big stitch will become enormous stitch. It will not stay big stitch. They need to learn traditional hand quilting before they go on to big stitch. Big stitch will be very much like tying, which none of our quilt shows here really want them to tie. You can do it if it's historically accurate and you're doing a historical piece, but they want everything else quilted. That's how they're judging. That's how the judges are judging pieces. Now, I judged before then, or I did judge last year. I judged before they got to the next level. And I would love to judge it again. But at the state fair level, they are judged, differently than they're judged with me. Let's see. Okay, I didn't miss anything. I'm double checking the chat, guys. I'm double checking. I love that this is all web pieced together, so I don't have to worry that any section of it is going to come loose. And the joy with cotton cuts is I don't have to worry that it was all cut correctly. I've never had something from cotton cuts cut incorrectly. I didn't know I was going to have that many extra pieces, but that's okay. Let's see. I would love to see your hand quilting, Andrea, says Chloe. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And I will zoom in on it too. So if the picture is good enough resolution, I will zoom in on it on Tuesday. And I do have to put the live up. So I apologize, guys, that I don't already have the lives scheduled for this month. The Reflections Mystery is already set for January 15th. January 15th also happens to be the day of my appointment in Salt Lake City. So what that means is that I will be in my appointment during the premiere for the Reflections Mystery. So what will happen is the Reflections Mystery will go live, and either before or right after I get done in my appointment in Salt Lake City, I will post the link to the instruction sheet. So the instruction sheet may not be live when the video goes live, but it will be live as soon as possible afterwards. So I will make sure it does go live. James wants to see the hand quilting as well. Yes. I just wrote myself a note to look and see if I posted it. If not, I will do before Tuesday. Sounds good. Hey, Mona, welcome in. Good to see you here. Good to see you. We've got like 15 minutes to go. I've only seen a couple of quilts that were big stitch quilted that the quilting didn't detract from the quilt. Yeah, so big stitch quilting is very much a modern quilting technique. It is a subscription from the younger generations. And there are some people that do it correctly or do it in a complimentary way and some that don't. Hey, Katie, welcome in. Everybody joining in the last 15 minutes. Everybody joining in. So I haven't redone my announcement. So Gnome Sweet Gnome, right there, is the project that we're going to start the second and the last 2 Sundays of January, and then I'll decide after that how frequently we're going to work on it. But Gnome Sweet Gnome is available. If you have not purchased your pattern for it yet and you want to participate, you do have time to purchase it. You can click the link in the description box. The pattern is only $20. So if you want to participate, you definitely can do that. And it is primarily applique. There's some piecing, of course, to piece the blocks to the sash, the blocks to the sashing, and then the piano key border is also pieced. But the rest of the quilt is applique. So we will be working on that here on my channel. I told you guys 2026 is the year of applique and paper piecing. So we are going to get an early start with the applique and get some stuff going with that. And I will pepper in other projects, so don't worry if you don't like gnomes. That's not going to be the only project we're going to do, of course, obviously in January, because we're doing other projects already. But we will definitely be working on that. My grandmother's quilts were tied. They were from early 1900s. Yeah. See, tying was considered sufficient when quilting became more of a, we have to quilt the quilt, quilt the quilt with like lots of little bitty stitches. Then that became more of a traditional way because it held the quilts together more sturdily. Or they were more sturdy and hardy of quilts when they were held together with lots of little bitty stitches. So that's when that became popular, but it's not to discount the era and generation of tied quilts. My very first quilt that I actually participated in making was when I was actually in high school. It was part of a church-sponsored project that I was doing. And so I had never made a quilt before, but I really didn't consider that my first quilt because I didn't make it all by myself. I had a lot of help, but we did tie those quilts. And I doubt they help. I doubt they're still in existence because they were not that great. There's a book on Amazon about beginning big stitch quilting. I was recently gifted it from Sherry. along with thread and needles. I'll try to remember to include a link to that, but please do. Please do. Let's see. It is very cool that she has those quilts, Shelby. You're right. You're so very right. So the Gnome Sweet Gnome, that is second or the last 2 Sundays of January is when we're going to start that. So those 2 Sundays will of course be 100% about that quilt. And then we'll see what we need to do going forward after that. The quilt behind me, if you have not watched the Stitch in Heaven mystery, or if you want the pattern for it, there's a link in the description box as well to take you over to the Stitch in Heaven YouTube presentation of the Stitch in Heaven mystery from January 1st. It was a New Year's Day mystery for 2026. So my quilt top is done. I am going to add one border, not the border in the patterns. I need a smaller quilt because it is a quilt of valor. So mine is mostly done. I will add, one border all the way around, and then we'll be done. But that is what I got done today. They're shop worn now and falling apart, but I won't part with them. They've been well loved. Yes, absolutely. It sounds like they've been well loved. Posted on Katie's Facebook, but I'll post over here as well. Yes, please do. Please do. Because I don't know that I'm in Katie's Facebook. I kind of limit how many social media things I sign up for because I cannot handle getting overwhelmed again. It's just not in my best interest to get overwhelmed. So I don't try to get into everybody's Facebook or whatever. I have the very first quilt I ever did when I was 8 years old. It was a piece on my great grandma's treadle machine, and I hand quilted on her frame. I also have the EPP quilt she did while I did mine. Oh, that's awesome, Andrea. See, I don't have any quilting history in my family. My husband's family doesn't have quilting history either. The only people with quilting history have married into the family. That's how we all do it. My first quilt was tied. The batting slip broke my heart. Yeah, that's the problem with the very first quilts when they were tied. If they're not tied closely enough together for the batting, and so batting will tell you how close together your quilting stitches need to be. So let's say your batting says it needs to be tied or quilted every 10 inches, then you have to have a stitch in that batting every 10 inches to prevent it from shifting. Anything less than that, it's going to shift. But I don't know whatever happened to that quilt. I do have one picture, I think, of me helping hold up the quilt. It was just 4 big blocks on the front and 4 big blocks on the back. And then we pillowcased it and put the batting inside and turned it and put the batting inside and then tied maybe 8 ties on the whole darn thing. It was not enough ties on that thing. I left some of the Facebook groups I was in, never looked at them, so left. Yeah, Susan, I hear you on that. I get notifications for everything under the sun. And right now I'm managing one more project that I signed myself up to manage. And so I have entirely too much on my plate to pick up another anything. I am maxed out. And I've finally come to the realization of when I'm maxed out. Like I'm not getting mad at myself for being maxed out. I'm just accepting, hey, I'm maxed out. I'm at that point. And I'm not pushing myself to do anything extra after that. All right, so 6 minutes, and I have 2 seams left to finish. I've got the one I'm working on now and one more after that. And then, aside from pressing, it will be done. Most of Who Has the Group is so that our viewers can post their beautiful work. Is how I was able to have a viewers trunk show, which was a huge success. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I have my group too. Like I have it for that. I get volunteered and voluntold for things frequently, and I'm having to back out of some things. There's other things on my plate that I still need to back out of and back down from because I have entirely too much on my plate right now. But that's why I'm not in everybody's Facebook group. If I need a bunch of quilts in a hurry for charity, I tie them. Several years ago, I taught a bunch of church ladies to quilt, and we did 500 quilts for the Holocaust survivors. They were all hand tied. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Ellen says she just noticed my t-shirt. She has the same one. It's awesome. Yeah, it's my mom got me this for Christmas. So I figured in honor of her birthday, I would of course wear it on her birthday. Not that she's seen me wear it, but that's okay. I didn't video call her or anything today. Um, yeah, she sent me 2 shirts for Christmas, so this is one of 2, um, and they're both generously oversized. So I need to go down on what size I get for next year, like most of what size I tell her for next year. Let's see. Oh no, Laura said she'd wish she'd had some of her grandma's quilts, but they were lost somewhere along the way. Yeah, I don't have any family quilts. I have one quilt that I consider kind of a family quilt. It was bought at Walmart. I did not know that it was bought at Walmart. And it was before Walmart swapped to mainly having the whole cloth quilt tops that are just, they look like quilts, but they're not really quilts. You know, they're just bedspreads, fancy bedspreads. This was an actual quilt. It's made with crap fabric, cheap fabric, so it's fallen apart over the years. But I have mended that quilt so many times, and I will never get rid of it because of the memories it's got. I have a picture of 25 rolls of batting that was delivered to my house. When we first started, we did it at my house, but as the group grew, we moved it to the church. Yeah, a lot of times you got to do that. You got to move it out to have more space. I was doing all of the angel gown stuff here at my home too when I first started with it, but it was way too much, took up too much space, and I never had room for anything that I needed to have room for. All I had room for was the, you know, the stuff. I didn't have room to actually sew it or spread it out or do anything else. Okay, 3 minutes, so I have just enough time to press it. And it doesn't say which way to press these, so it doesn't matter to me. So it's all going towards the bottom. When a group I was in tied quilts, we tied at every intersection and centers of squares. Yeah, and usually you're using squares that are small enough that the batting is rated for that. That's another thing too, is if your batting says every 10 inches, you know, do a 10-inch square is your maximum size. You know, don't do 14 or 18-inch blocks. And, you know, then only do the intersections and then not have enough ties in there. Ties are great. One of the groups I participated in recently, they had a retreat and I went to it. I was at their local church, and they were working on quilts for the homeless teenagers for their graduation. And so any of the teenagers that did not have a home were still getting a quilt for graduation. It was just that theirs were going to be tied. So, but they were all getting quilts made, you know, with the intention that it was going to someone who needed a sturdier quilt than just a pretty quilt. So that was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. All right. Guess what? We're almost done. Several quilting frames, and they were always full and in the way when the group was not there. But it was a worthy cause. Oh yeah, it definitely is a worthy cause. I will not disagree with you on that at all. Okay. Some of my seams don't set exactly the way I would want them to, but that's okay. And it is as close to accurate as I can make it. Okay. Ready? You ready? So we have a girl gnome, guys. The girl gnome from the October 2023 Sew Sampler box is now done. So that was 6 rows across by 11 rows down. So in this box, or in this project box, I also have the boy gnome. I have the, what do I have? What do I have? Cute. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just glad it came out. We've got the boy. We've got the accent number 1, which looks kind of like candies maybe. And then we have the bats, I believe. Accent number 2, I believe, is the bats. So all the extra pieces are going to go into one of the other boxes so that I have them hanging out and don't have to worry about them not being where I need them to be. So it only took me 2 hours, right? Only took 2 hours. Batting will tell you how. Yeah. Tying is the same. It sure is. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Tonight is done, but Tuesday night is show and tell. So do not forget, if you want to get something entered for show and tell, you have until Tuesday, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, it is currently 10:01 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you need to do math to get back to that, figure that math out, because I am going to cut it off at 3 p.m. Okay, so if you get something in at 3:15, I'm sorry, it is going to February. I'm not going to hang out with it until, I'm not going to hang out waiting for other things to come in. Okay, so you will have to get it to me by 3 p.m. Mountain Time. But show and tell is this upcoming Tuesday. I will get the lives posted tomorrow morning. So if you have not paid attention to all of the lives and all of the videos for this month, that will be going up tomorrow morning. And I may have a few surprises for you guys. So just stay alert. And if you've not watched me put this together, definitely go back and rewatch. Thank you, Ellen. You have a raffle ticket for April 14th. Congratulations. Thank you very much for this super chat. I appreciate it. And if you are watching this on replay and you want to enter the super chat giveaway, you absolutely can do that. Just do a super thanks. You can always do that while a live is not going on channels that allow you to do super chats or super thanks. You can always do a super thanks after the live, and that will count as a super chat entry. Let's see. Absolutely. Yeah, catch the replay. Absolutely, Shelby. That is fine with me. The Flying Geese Mountains pattern is now released. So if you have any issues getting a hold of that pattern, let me know. Just drop me a line, drop me an email, leave me a comment, let me know you need help getting to it, and I will get you over to it. If you've not petted some fabric and put needle and thread to fabric, now is the time to go do that before you go get in bed. You want to start this long upcoming full week of January on a good note, and what better way to do that than getting the warm fuzzies from petting and loving on some fabric. You need the dopamine hit. You need the serotonin boost. Come on, just go pet some fabric before you go to bed. And I will see you guys Tuesday evening if I don't see you sooner. But I think it'll be just Tuesday evening. So until then,